What is going on, guys? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here listening to another episode of Paving the Way. As always, guys, happy to have you here, and I hope to provide you a little bit of value. Guys, I hope your week is off to a great start. I hope you are getting all the things done that you wanted to get done, and I hope you're on track to get done all the things you wanted to get done. Because it is only Wednesday when this is getting released, so that means you still got half the week ahead of you, and I hope that you make the absolute most of it. Guys, I'm going to jump into it today. I posted a recent social media post about crooked businesses killing small businesses, or crooked competition killing small business. And I thought that I had so much passion behind that post as I was writing it. Why not make it a podcast episode? So, as you guys know about me, I try to be transparent, honest, and 100% forthcoming in whatever it is that I take the liberty to talk about. Why? Because you deserve it. Because every human on the face of the earth deserves to have honesty, transparency, and good integrity behind individuals that are speaking to them, passing along information or casting a vision of what they're trying to accomplish. So today I'm wanting to talk about building a business that lasts. And I want to talk about building a business that lasts through being a business of integrity, being a business of transparency, of honesty, of morals, of values, and character. Because unfortunately, in today's business landscape, we compete against people who don't care about any of those things. We compete against individuals who think it's okay to lie. It's okay to skim off the top. It's okay to not be open and transparent about what it is that they're exactly selling a person. Whatever it may be, we deal with dishonesty all the time, right? It's not a new thing. I know I said in today's day, but it's been going on forever. The interesting part, though, is today's people are more educated than ever because of just time and resources, but also because of the ease of resources and being able to verify information right off the bat. But there's still competitors out there that are able to pull the wool over the client's eyes, right? And I'm sure that my topic today is going to ruffle some feathers, especially if you're a competitor of mine. But nonetheless, that's what I'm here to do. Because ultimately, I want to make sure that the value I'm providing you or anyone that might listen to this is going to pave the way for them to build a solid, successful future for their life. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, guys. All right. Like I said, I've got a little bit of heat behind what I'm wanting to talk about today because I believe that it is very important in the world of business and leadership. All right. In 2016, when I got into Proline parking lot maintenance, I realized that there was a massive opportunity to provide a level of service and experience to an industry that was getting shorthanded day in and day out. Things as simple as answering a phone call when it came in, or if you couldn't answer it, you returned it in a timely manner. Things as simple as showing up to an appointment when you say you're going to meet somebody to look at a project. Something as simple as providing the proposal when you said you were going to provide it. Something as simple as giving a description in detail on what exactly it is I was quoting to the client and what I was going to provide to them for that price, and not just write it on the back of a business card with a price on it to say Stripe parking lot $500, right? Simple things were not being offered to clients in this industry. And I took it upon myself to start showing people what I was doing in the industry. I was taking the selfie videos on putting them on social media, showing what I was doing, showing the work that we were completing, right? Then I was trying to figure out more efficient and effective ways to show clients what we did after the project was done. When we sent them the invoice, via email, which that was a wild thing in the industry as well. We sent them an invoice and we had photos attached to it. In the body of the email to when we sent the invoice, attached are photos of the completed project. Please review them, make sure they're up to your satisfaction, so on and so forth. Then we advanced to a program that we now update clients on site during the project as it is getting done with photos, no matter what's happening, right? When we have multi-phase, multi-day projects, our crews are trained. Part of our onboarding and training is to be able to update clients with photos as the project is progressing. Part of my, my sales pitch that I give is you can be on the beach drinking a Mai Tai and knowing exactly what's going on with your project while you're not even close to the site. But things as simple as that, as being transparent, being honest, being forthcoming, is mind-blowing to some business owners, right? And the first point I want to get to, otherwise I'm just going to rant for 20 minutes on this thing. I'm going to stick to my notes I got here because I knew I'd get off topic. But the first point I want to get to is on competing with integrity in a dishonest industry. All right. No different than what people have probably heard about roof salesmen, which if you're a roof salesman, don't take this personally because I relate to it, is roofing sales has always kind of been, that slimy salespeople, the door-to-door knockers that always want to get up on your roof and check for damage that you don't even know if it's damage or not, right? And then they want to go and tell you need a whole new roof, but wait, your insurance will pay for it until they don't, right? So there's all of these, these stigmas about roof salespeople or slimy used car salesmen or whatever it is. Unfortunately, in our industry, being in the asphalt and concrete industry, it's the same thing, right? Whether it's seal coating a parking lot. Well, if a standard application, according to the manufacturers, is 2 sprayed coats of sealer, you'd think that you'd spray 1 coat, you let it dry, and you spray another coat. No. Some individuals like to go out there and overlap their 1 sprayed coat, call it 2 coats, and that's what their standard application for 2 coats is. It's not honest. No different than concrete. If they say, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pour you 8-inch thick concrete, once they pour it and it's in there, you have no idea how deep it is unless you can see the side of it or unless you drill down through the middle of it, which I don't recommend doing to a brand new concrete pad that you get poured. You have no idea if you actually got what you paid for. Or asphalt paving. If they say they're going to take out 2 inches of old asphalt and put in 2 new inches of asphalt, and once it's paved and you come back at the next day or over the weekend or whatever it is and the parking lot looks great, for all you know, you could have gotten just a 1/2 inch of asphalt. And they told you they were going to give you 2. There's a lot of different ways that the market gets dishonest contractors to show up. And so the real challenge isn't always the competition, it's competing the right way when others cut corners, right? Goes back to what I was telling you about we show the process. When we tell you you're going to get 2 sprayed coats of sealer, you're going to get photos of our crew spraying 2 coats of sealer. You're going to get photos of the first one, and you're going to get photos of the crew spraying sealer on an already sprayed parking lot to make sure you know you're getting what you paid for. If we sell you a 2-inch mill and pave or a 4-inch concrete pour, you're going to get photos with a tape measure showing what we took out and what we're putting back. Because that's how you compete the right way when the other teams cut corners. All right. Leadership means refusing to play small or bend your values just to win the bid. Long-term reputation beats short-term gain every time. And that's exactly what we do. If you're in the construction industry or anything that has services or scopes that can change, there's these things called change orders, right? Some contractors pay their bills on change orders. Other contractors like us absolutely hate change orders. Unless, of course, the caveat to that is if the client chooses to change the scope. But what some contractors will end up doing is they'll go in as a super low bid to win the project, right? It's what I just said. It's about leadership. Good leadership means refusing to play small or bend the values just to win the bid. So they go into it knowing they're going to be cheap. They know they're going to be low on it. But once they get that contract and they get them under, they get shovels in the ground or machines on site, boom, all of a sudden that scope changes and the price changes right along with it. So it's bending those rules, bending those values to try and win the bids is what contractors like to do. All right. A good leader, a good, honest businessman or businesswoman will make sure that they scope the project properly up front, that they're transparent about what they intend to do, the price they intend to charge, and if something comes up that needs a change on it, that they will make sure to consult with the client before proceeding and make sure everyone is on the same page. All right. So point number 2 here is building a standard, not just a business. If you have been around me for any sort of time, you have heard that I want my company, my team, my brand, my organization to not just compete in our industry. We want to be the standard of our industry. All right. Now, does that mean that we go out and we do everything perfect every single time? Absolutely not, because we're human. We make mistakes, but we know how to own up to those mistakes. But we are making an industry standard that has never been seen before, a level of professionalism that we bring to an industry that is so littered with unprofessionalism and dishonesty. You know, people who show up in crappy equipment, crappy vehicles, crappy, machinery just to try and pay the bills, and they go and rip you off anyways. You'd think if they're going to rip you off, they can at least afford to wash their truck every now and then, right? But no, we want to set a standard in our industry, not just be a competitor. We aren't out here just to blend in with the market. We want to set the standard for how things should be done. That's talking about the transparency, the honesty, the communication that we offer to these clients. All right. The fun fact about Proline is in the 9 years that I've owned it, the amount of work that we have to go hunt for is minimal. You want to know why? Because we are building the standard of this industry. You know the old saying, game recognizes game, right? Good clients recognize good contractors. They see what we're doing out here. They see our website that tells everybody who we are, who makes up our team, what does our team have as interests as individuals and humans. They see the services we offer, and they see our crews performing those services, right? They see the story about how we started. They see everything that we are out to set out to be. And that's what's setting the standard in the industry. That's what is being offered that no one else is. Great leaders in these organizations build their teams that elevate the entire industry, not just the bottom line. Okay. I've said it time and time again. I will only get what I want in life as long as I help enough other people get what they want in their life. In this situation, in this context, getting the other people what they want in their life is getting them an honest service, providing them an honest product, giving them a project that they are satisfied with, that they don't feel that they got ripped off or wasted their money or got taken advantage of. It's giving them an experience that they want to go tell their coworkers or their friends or their peers about and say, man, I never thought about how good or bad doing a parking lot project could be, but when we did it with Proline, man, it was great. I know who I'm calling next time we need to do one down the road. I know who you should call if you need one, right? That's what we're doing by building a standard. That's what we're doing by building a team that's elevating an industry, not just our profits. I was just talking about it recently in a company meeting about the fact that JJ, which a lot of you guys may know is our operations manager, been with us for 5 years now. He has put in the work to build himself an image in this industry. People know that if JJ is on site, there is no negotiating the standards. There is nothing less than excellent that's acceptable because he's built that reputation. He's built that standard within the brand of our company, right? And that's what we want to offer to our industry. And the point number 3 here that I've got is leading with vision and trust. When you lead with honesty and deliver what you promise, you attract loyal clients and employees who believe in your mission. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I go out to look at somebody's pothole or faded parking lot lines or concrete that's damaged or broken that needs to be fixed. And I end up having a conversation because the client asks, well, how did you get into this? Well, they don't realize how loaded of a question that is because they hear about all this stuff in a more condensed version, obviously. But they hear about all this and they hear the passion behind what I have for this industry and the people around it. And I set out and I tell them, I say, look, we're setting out to try and make as big of a positive impact in and around this industry that we can possibly make. And that means that we have to be honest every day. We have to deliver what we promise. Because when we do those things, we attract the clients that we want to work with. We attract the team members that want to join our company. We attract the vendors who want to do business with us. Because of the bigger of a group and a network that we can build that are all looking to achieve a same common mission, right? Good business, good morals, good ethics, whatever it may be. We're all in alignment. I think some people call that synergy, right? You're all on the same page here. You're all trying to work towards that same common goal, and you're keeping your morals and your values and your integrity at the top of the priority. That's when something great happens. That's when the impact starts to be made. That's when the opportunities start to magically present themselves that you never knew were there, right? So having that strong vision is what creates the alignment and pride. The team knows that they're part of something bigger than just the profit for the company. I say it time and time again. I'm here to make a big impact in our industry, in and around all the people who it affects. That's what we're here to do. If we do that, the company will be successful. Okay. And I share this with you guys because I know that there's individuals who watch or listen to this show every week, and they may not interact on the post, but they reach out to me and they say, man, I never really thought about it that way. I appreciate you, giving me those things to think about. And at the end of the day, guys, if we're building businesses, if we're building teams, why are we not doing it honestly? Why are we not doing it with morals and ethics and values at the forefront of everything that we do? Why would you go do anything half-assed? Why would you do a business move or make a business decision that you don't want to have to explain why you did it? I've said it for years. A soft pillow is more valuable to me than a fat wallet. Because if I have a soft pillow and can sleep soundly at night, I'm well rested, I have a clear vision, and I have nothing holding me back from making all the decisions I need to make to build the fat wallet. Okay? It's all about prioritizing what matters. It's all about making sure that we're doing things with honest reasons to try and make honest moves and create honest relationships. I encourage you, if you're in any sort of a leadership capacity, a business ownership capacity, or even on the client side of it, to evaluate how you're conducting business. If you're the contractor, the supplier, the vendor, are you giving your clients what you say you're going to give them? Are you competing with integrity day in and day out, no matter how easy it is to cut a corner? Are you building a standard for your business or your team or your brand and not just a name in the marketplace? And are you leading with vision and trust? Not just your immediate team members, but also your contractors, also your vendors, also your clients. Because believe it or not, they look to you for that, where that business is going. And if you're the client, ask yourself these same questions. Are you being honest with your contractors or your vendors or your suppliers? Are you being a client that's setting the standard for what these contractors want to work with? Are you being somebody who they want to tell their other contractor buddies about and say, hey, go talk to this person. They may need your services. Or are you the talk of the contractors that says, hey, stay away from them. You don't want anything to do with them. Right? And are you being a client that has a vision of where you're trying to go with the relationship with your supplier, with your contractor, with your vendor? Because these streets go both ways. And I can promise you that the more business we get conducted with morals and ethics and values at the forethought of what we're trying to accomplish, the better everyone's life involved will be, personally and professionally. So that's my challenge to you guys this week. Take account for how you're conducting business. Are you doing it with integrity? Are you being honest? Are you being transparent? And are you providing something to someone that can cause you to sleep soundly at night? As a wrap-up thought that I have here, I'll leave you with this. In leadership, integrity isn't a strategy, it's the foundation. The ones who hold the line when others cut corners become the benchmark everyone else chases. Well, you guys have got to have a front row seat to us building the benchmark for the last 177 episodes. And all the years that took place before that, I've tried to fill you in on the best I can. But nonetheless, guys, we are building the benchmark for our industry. So if you like that and you want to know more about it, and you want to see if I'm full of crap, go ahead and follow us on our social media channels. Go ahead and check out the videos on YouTube. Check out our website, whatever it is you want to check out. Because I can promise you, you're not going to find anything to debunk everything I've spoke about. I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to conduct business in a way that's honorable, in a way that you're proud of, in a way that you'd be willing to pass on to the next generation. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. As always, if you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.